Hey wave makers, it's Moana, a teenage girl with a lot to say and a lot more to learn. This is Making Waves. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we are talking about how we can actually build self-confidence that lasts and what it really means to build real self-confidence, not fake it till you make it. Because building self-confidence is not just about feeling good about how you look. It's about being able to trust yourself and your capabilities. So that's what today's deep dive is. We are going to start with keeping promises to yourself. This is the number one way, best way in my opinion, to build real, genuine self-confidence. Because if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, like if I'm scrolling in bed and I'm like, okay, I'll get up in 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes goes by and I'm like, I'll get up in 15, and then 20, and then 30, that is diminishing your self-confidence because you aren't able to trust yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to actually do it. So if you say to yourself, especially to yourself, I think it's so easy to, when we say we're going to do something to somebody else, of course there are always going to be unreliable people in our lives, but generally, if you tell somebody else you're going to do something, it's a lot more motivating to actually do it because you want them to be able to trust you. And so if you tell your friend, like, yes, I'll be there for you, and you're not, they're not going to trust you. But when you are there for them because you said you're going to be, they have more confidence in you and they have more trust in you. And it's the same when we're building it with ourselves. So if I say to myself, Moana, we're waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, Moana's waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Like, you have got to work on making promises to yourself that you can actually keep. Because it is one thing, it's a totally different thing to expect yourself to be able to do these really big things, because sometimes we promise ourselves too much and we'll be like, all right, I know I've been waking up at 9 a.m. every day for the last 2 weeks, so tomorrow we're waking up at 5 a.m. That's not going to go well. But if you can make smaller promises to yourself and slowly build up, that is going to make things go much more smoothly for you. So if you're struggling to wake up in the morning and you're always waking up late, you need to start small. And I hate doing this myself. Like, it is so difficult for me because I just want to make the switch immediately. But it will last and sustain you so much longer if you do it slowly and do it the right way. So if you want to start waking up at 6 a.m. every day, you need to slowly scale it back 15, 30 minutes at a time and promise yourself those small promises. And it's going to build up and snowball, and you're going to feel so much better about yourself and be able to trust that when you say you're going to do something, you're actually going to do it. And it doesn't matter how small or big of a thing it is, because even those small things, like I was saying about the phone and scrolling in bed and saying I'm going to get up in 10 minutes, it just builds up the more times that you deny yourself. And it is actually a part of self-care. And I want to do a full deep dive on this later, but it is a form of self-care to keep promises to yourself because you are taking care of yourself and your mental health. That is such a vital part of building lasting self-confidence. Another thing is trusting yourself is being able to trust your capabilities. So when we're doing something that's challenging and we mess it up or we fail over and over again, it's going to make us feel like we can't trust ourselves to do things. And you might not realize it, but you might form a emotional or mental block around something because you tried it once and you failed. So now you don't trust your ability to do it. And so getting small things done and proving to ourselves that we can do those small things and then building up is another way to really build that self-confidence. Because when you are able to trust yourself and your abilities, you know that when something comes along, something external, like an external challenge of, whatever it may be, work, school, whatever it is, when that comes along and somebody else needs your help or it's your responsibility to take care of that issue, you're going to have so much more confidence going into it, knowing that you're capable of all these other things that you've gotten done because you said you're going to do them. You'll know that you can get through it because you got through all these other things. And you're just giving your brain more and more evidence that you are capable of these things, because our brains are always looking for evidence to prove that something is true. So if you're constantly giving your brain evidence that you are capable, you are able to trust yourself, your self-confidence is going to grow immensely. So what happens when we're not doing this? When I am starting to get stuck in a rut and I feel like nothing is working out and I don't feel good when I look in the mirror and I am just feeling super, super low, I think back, what have I been not doing that I said I was going to do? And a lot of the times I'll think back and I'm like, I didn't wake up. I said that this week I was going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day and I didn't do that. Or I told myself that I was going to drink more water this week and I didn't do that at all. And so I notice these things now that I've been doing it for so long, that when I start to let go of these promises and I stop working towards building more and more self-confidence, I kind of, I get to a point where I'm feeling good and then I just stop putting in the work because I'm feeling good. And then it just pushes me back, because I think that this happens to a lot of people when we are at a point and we're working towards something and we get there, we stop working towards it. But it took all that work to get there. You have to keep working towards it to maintain it. And so you have to maintain that self-confidence and make it a habit to keep promises to yourself. It can't just be, do it for a week and then, I'm confident for now. Like, you have to make it a habit to keep promises to yourself. So what I recommend doing, and this is this week's homework, is pick one simple, small, super easy thing. It could be something that you already do almost every day. If you already, if you're like me and you need a clean room to go to bed, and most nights you already tidy up your room, say, I'm going to do it every single night this week, and make sure you do it, and then add something else on, and you'll slowly build more and more trust in yourself, and that's going to build your self-confidence. And that's going to make you know that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm actually going to get it done. And then other people are going to trust you more, and they're going to feel that. And they're going to be able to tell that you are building that self-confidence, and they're going to tell that you are feeling better. And when you have trust in yourself, other people are going to trust you more too. So just working on picking something. And some other ideas could be reading. You could read 1 page a book a day, 1 page, or journal for 5 minutes, or write 3 things you're grateful for in your phone. There are definitely apps that you can download that are certain, like Duolingo we love Duolingo. You can set up notifications on Duolingo to do 5 minutes a day. And if you tell yourself, I'm going to do Duolingo 5 minutes a day every day, you'll get the notification on your phone. You can do it on your phone. It takes 5 minutes, and then you're going to slowly build that. And you'll get the momentum, and you'll start to feel better and better and better until you start adding it to so many other things, like waking up, like getting off your phone, decreasing your screen time, getting to the gym, working out, hydrating, eating better, all of those things. It's just going to snowball and build up once you start keeping those promises to yourself and you start paying attention to it more. I think that's a really big thing, is sometimes we just forget. Like, we don't have something that's constantly reminding us. So getting an app like that, doing something like that that's going to constantly remind you, or putting a note on your door or next to your bed or on your mirror that's like, hey, don't forget about this. Or I like to put, you could put it on your phone, wherever you can write the message that you'll see it. Put, what promises to myself can I keep today? And you'll just slowly build it up, and you have to be patient, but it is so, so worth it, because when you go out into the world and you have to meet people, or you have to speak on a stage, or do something that scares you or is challenging for you, you are going to have all of these things to back up I'm fully capable of doing this. I did this, and I literally have done that. There have been times when I've had to do something that is challenging for me, and I'm like, I'm Juana Adams. I did this, I did that, I did this. And it makes me feel better because I know I'm capable of doing this thing too. So work on that. Focus on keeping promises to yourself, and I promise the self-confidence will come with it. That is all for today's deep dive. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later.